Imagine this scene: a high-powered attorney collapses in a packed courtroom. Doctors give him an ultimatum, and instead of medicine, he finds healing in the most unexpected place on earth. By the end of this summary, you'll discover the 7 ancient virtues that can revolutionize your life in just 30 days, guaranteed. This isn't just another book summary, it's a wake-up call that might just save your life. Robin Sharma isn't just any author. He's consistently ranked among the world's top 5 leadership experts and has coached CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, rock stars, and royalty. His methods have created extraordinary results for millions, and today, I'm sharing his most powerful wisdom with you. Before we dive deep into these life-changing secrets, if you haven't joined our community yet, smash that subscribe button and hit the notification bell right now, because the information you're about to hear is too valuable to miss. Meet Julian Mantle, legal superstar, multimillionaire, and owner of that iconic Ferrari. On paper, this man had everything. Picture this: a massive mansion that screamed success, a private jet waiting at his command, designer suits, luxury watches, and a client list that included the ultra-wealthy elite. Julian didn't just win cases, he dominated courtrooms. But beneath this perfect facade, a man literally dying from success. Julian pushed himself through brutal 18-hour workdays. His marriage destroyed, his family, strangers, his health deteriorating so rapidly that at just 53 years old, he physically resembled an 80-year-old man. And then, boom, the moment that shattered everything. During what should have been just another victorious day in court, Julian clutched his chest mid-argument, his face contorted in pain, and crashed to the floor. The hushed courtroom watched in horror as paramedics rushed in. The diagnosis was brutal: a massive heart attack. The doctors didn't sugarcoat it: change your life now, or you won't have much life left to live. Think about that for a second. This brilliant mind who had never lost a case was now facing the ultimate defeat, in the case of his own life. The decision that shocked the world. What Julian did next left everyone speechless. In what felt like financial suicide to his colleagues, Julian methodically liquidated his entire empire. His multi-million-dollar mansion sold, his custom private jet gone, and that gleaming Ferrari that had become his identity handed over to a stunned buyer. Why would someone at the absolute pinnacle of success throw it all away? Because Julian discovered the truth that most of us learn too late: a life full of possessions but empty of purpose is no life at all. With nothing but a backpack and a burning question: is this all there is? Julian disappeared from the high-powered world of law and embarked on a journey to the most remote regions of the Himalayan mountains. His quest led him to an ancient community hidden from modern eyes. Not ordinary monks, but ageless sages who had mastered something far more valuable than money: the art of truly living. These weren't just spiritual teachers, they were masters who had unlocked the secrets to maintaining the energy and vitality of youth well past 100 years of age. What Julian discovered among these sages wasn't just philosophy, it was a complete system for transforming human potential. A practical method that could revolutionize anyone's physical energy, mental clarity, and spiritual fulfillment. The return and the revelation. When Julian finally returned to his hometown years later, his friends barely recognized him. The man who once looked decades older than his age now radiated vitality, peace, and an almost supernatural energy. Gone was the stressed, hunched figure. In his place stood a revitalized man with bright eyes, glowing skin, and boundless energy. Julian moved with the strength of someone half his age and spoke with a clarity and purpose that mesmerized everyone around him. His transformation was so dramatic that his former colleague and friend John couldn't help but ask, "What happened to you in those mountains?" What followed was Julian sharing the 7 timeless virtues, ancient principles repackaged for our modern world, that had completely transformed his existence. Today, I'm going to share these exact same principles with you. These aren't just nice ideas, they're practical tools that can revolutionize your health, wealth, relationships, and inner peace when applied consistently. The 7 virtues that change everything. Julian explained the wisdom of the sages through a magical garden metaphor. Imagine your mind as a garden. Your thoughts are the seeds. What you plant determines what grows. Tend it daily, and it flourishes. Neglect it, and weeds take over. Virtue 1. Master your mind. The first and most crucial virtue is gaining control over your thoughts. The quality of your life comes directly from the quality of your thinking. Julian learned that most people have over 60,000 thoughts per day, and shockingly, 95% of those are the exact same thoughts they had yesterday. Even worse, 80% of those repeated thoughts are negative. The sages taught Julian that true mastery begins with the mind. They showed him powerful techniques to stop negative thought patterns instantly, redirect mental energy toward positive outcomes, create unshakable focus through heart of the rose meditation, develop present moment awareness that eliminates anxiety. When you control your thoughts, you control your mind. When you control your mind, you control your life. And when you control your life, you control your destiny. Virtue 2. Follow your purpose. The second virtue focuses on discovering and living your life's purpose. The sages taught Julian that a life without clear direction is a life wasted. They showed him that every human being has unique talents and gifts meant to serve others. When you align your daily actions with this deeper purpose, you tap into limitless motivation, energy, and fulfillment. Julian learned to ask himself life-changing questions. What would I do if I had 6 months to live? What would I attempt if I knew I could not fail? What makes my heart sing with joy? How can my unique gifts serve humanity? Never forget the importance of living with unbridled exhilaration. Never neglect to see the exquisite beauty in all living things. Today, and this very moment, is a gift. Stay focused on your purpose. Virtue 3. Practice Kaizen. The third virtue centers on continuous self-improvement through the Japanese concept of Kaizen, the commitment to constant, never-ending improvement. The sages believe that the true purpose of life is to grow and expand. If you're not getting better, you're getting worse. There is no standing still. Julian discovered that small, daily improvements lead to massive long-term results. 10 minutes of daily learning equals over 60 hours of growth yearly. Reading 30 minutes daily makes you an expert in any field within 5 years. Tiny habit changes accumulate into complete life transformation. Success is not a destination to reach but a process to experience. Virtue 4. Practice self-discipline. The fourth virtue Julian learned was that self-discipline is the foundation of greatness. The sages taught him that self-mastery begins with mastering your actions. Julian learned that willpower is like a muscle that grows stronger with use. The more you practice discipline in small areas, the easier it becomes in all areas. The sages showed Julian powerful techniques to create ironclad habits through consistent daily rituals, eliminate procrastination through the do-it-now principle, overcome impulses through the 10-second rule, develop unbreakable follow-through on commitments. The price of discipline is always less than the pain of regret. Virtue 5. Respect your time. The fifth virtue centers on treating time as your most precious commodity. The sages taught Julian that time, not money, is your most valuable resource. Julian discovered that 80% of results come from 20% of activities. Saying no to the unimportant is saying yes to the important. Time blocking creates unparalleled productivity. Eliminating distractions isn't just helpful, it's essential. The sages taught Julian to divide each day into separate pockets dedicated to specific activities. This included the ancient practice of creating a contemplative hour each morning before sunrise, what Julian called the holy hour. Time slips through our hands like grains of sand, never to return again. Those who use time wisely are rewarded with rich, productive and satisfying lives. Virtue 6. Selflessly serve others. The sixth virtue reveals that true fulfillment comes not from success but from contribution. The sages taught Julian that we grow spiritually when we serve others without expectation of reward. Julian learned that giving elevates your purpose to a higher level. Service to others creates lasting inner joy. Random acts of kindness generate powerful positive energy. Creating value for many creates abundance in return. The quality of your life ultimately comes down to the quality of your contribution. Virtue 7. Embrace the present moment. The final virtue focuses on living fully in the present moment. The sages taught Julian that yesterday is history, tomorrow is mystery, but today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. Julian discovered that worry about the future creates anxiety, regret about the past creates depression. True peace comes from embracing the here and now. Mindfulness practices transform ordinary moments into extraordinary experiences. Live your days as if each one may be your last. The 10-day challenge that will change your life. Now that you know these 7 virtues, I have a challenge for you. For the next 10 days, 1. Spend 10 minutes each morning in silent meditation. 2. Read 30 pages of a great book daily. 3. Replace 30 minutes of TV with exercise. 4. Perform 1 random act of kindness each day. 5. Practice gratitude before bed by listing 5 things you're thankful for. Just these 5 simple actions, practice consistently, will begin to transform your life in ways you can't imagine. Remember, knowledge is only potential power. Taking action is what creates real change. The final secret before I wrap up this summary, there's one final secret Julian shared that ties everything together. He said, "Within you lies the sun, the moon, the sky, and all the wonders of this universe. The intelligence that created these wonders is the same force that created you. All things around you come from the same source. We are all one. Remember that your life is meant to be extraordinary. You were born to make an impact, to live with passion, purpose, and peace." These 7 virtues aren't just nice concepts, they're practical tools that have transformed millions of lives, including Julian's. And they can transform yours too. If this summary resonated with you, please hit that like button right now and share it with someone who needs this wisdom. Subscribe to our channel for more life-changing book summaries, and leave a comment below telling me which virtue you're going to focus on first. Thank you for joining me today. Remember, your greatest life awaits just on the other side of your comfort zone. Until next time, keep growing, keep glowing, and never stop becoming the person you were born to be.